Hi, welcome. My name's John Allen, and I'm the host of a program called Out in New Haven, where once a month we talk about issues and concerns to the LGBTQ community in Greater New Haven. I'm very excited today to talk about one segment of our community, the bear community. And bears, for those of you who may not know, are guys that like other big hairy guys, and it's a community that's been in Connecticut, and they've just recently been taking a much greater profile. And one of the things about the gay community, the LGBT community, is that we tend to be these disparate communities, and so we're bound together in the fact that we're part of the sexual minority community. And so today we're going to talk about the bear community in Connecticut and New England. And I have with me the Northeast Ursamen. We have the president of Northeast Ursamen, Dave Rospo, and Mr. Connecticut Bear 2017, Mark Richards. Welcome.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, so, I think I mentioned that bear community is really, guys that like other big hairy guys. And what else could you say about a bear community?
I believe the bear in the bear community is people that are, men and women both, that are comfortable in their own skin. To be a bear is somebody who is very comfortable and very non-dysphoric in their skin and their physical appearance. So,
but they have to have hair, right? Is that it?
No.
Not necessarily.
No.
So it sounds like it's more of an attitude.
There's lots of types of bears, and I find that most of the bears are very masculine. Facial hair, some are hairy, some are heavy, some are light, but they're all fun.
Well, as I was doing some research for this, because I've certainly, growing up as a gay person, I've been aware of the bear community and what I like, and I tend to have an affinity for very masculine looking attributes in men. But it seemed like the bear community really got its start in the 1970s in San Francisco by two fellas, Richard Bulger and Chris Nelson, who were a couple. And they are the creators of the Bear magazine. They started by creating a magazine,
Yes.
which I think most people that have been in the bear community for a number of years have seen copies of this. And it's all things about bear community, from photographs to stories to just about cultural events. But so it seems like while it seems like we can look throughout history and see people that we may find that would fit in the bear community. It really didn't have a cultural existence until the 1970s. But it seems like now it's all over the world. I mean, we were just talking earlier about a friend who's in Paris right now for a bear event. But perhaps you can talk a little bit about what the Connecticut bear scene is like and how the Northeast Ursamen came about.
The Connecticut Bears, the Northeast Ursamen, we have been around. This is our 25th year. Very proud to say that it's our 25th year. We have events all over Connecticut, all over the Northeast. We have members from as far away as California and as close as right next door. We do a lot of things to support other organizations in the gay community.
I have a very vivid remembrance of how the guys all came and helped the New Haven Pride Center move when we were moving from our location at Fitz Street in New Haven to West Haven. And the guys all showed up. There was probably a dozen guys with their pickup trucks, and they all came and helped move all this heavy furniture. And it was just a wonderful, it was 2 days, and they actually came down and big party and helped us
Heavy
move.
lifting,
So.
yeah.
And a bunch of food afterwards, probably.
And a lot of food. So, Yeah, so I think that that's really, great that it's not only just a social opportunity, but you're also out there doing good works for people.
Yes. We have two events that are my favorite events, and one is called Big Bear Baskets, and that's our holiday food drive. And
Big Bear Baskets.
Yes.
Okay.
and that's held in November. Then my next favorite event is a toy drive, which is Naughty or Nice. And we adopt a certain amount of children from a hospice, and we give them gifts for Christmas.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's the best part. Those are my two favorite events. I mean, they really are my absolute favorite because you really get to give back to the community. You're not taking all the time. You're just not going out and spending money on yourself and this and that. You're actually, when we have events, the money all goes to a charity. And it's nice to know that we're helping someone, that someone out there really needs the help, and we're there for them.
Well, how often does the Northeast Ursuline get together, and what are some of the things that you do?
We have a monthly meeting, and that's our board meeting. That's the second Friday of every month. We also go to different clubs and organizations events, like there's a club that has a bear night after our meeting, so we all go there. But we also have, like I said, Naughty and Nice, Big Bear Baskets. We have potlucks at people's homes. We have an Ursuline member-only Christmas party. We do campouts, and we had a great tubing trip this summer. Oh, it was awesome. We went up to Satan's Kingdom.
Where's that?
That's up in New Hartford, and we tubed down through the Farmington.
Oh, how great.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Wonderful. So, I wondered, when we were talking about, you had mentioned earlier, Mark, about that it's men and women. Are women actually involved in the club, or can women be bears?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Do you have any women that are participating in your club, or it's just that when you go to other events, you see them?
I have a few that are interested in joining. Yeah.
Well, when I was doing some research and looking at some of the terminology for the bear community, there actually is a word for a female bear, and it's called. They're called Ursulas. So I guess that's part of the. There's different body types have different terms, and some
actually
of
during my my contest, I had a couple Ursulas at my contest, so it was really cool. Yeah.
We have a couple members. We have two honorary members.
Who are women?
Yes, who are women.
Great.
They don't attend our events, and they really don't do things, but they're just an honorary member because they've done something special for the group. And it was the way that we felt we could honor them is by supporting them and saying, "Here, well, how would you like to be an Ursuline?"
Well, I've always just thought that bears were big hairy guys that liked other big hairy guys, but I'm learning from both of you that it's a variety of different body types, and it seems like it's more of an attitude and a personality type than anything else.
Now you're getting it, see?
Yeah, see?
Well, some of the terminology that I found is that, of course, there's the bear, but then there's a cub, and maybe you could explain what a cub is.
A cub is a younger bear and a more playful bear. He doesn't actually have to be younger. He's just more of a follower, not the leader. And more playful and energetic and la la la, it's just likes to have fun.
How about a chub?
Chub is somebody who's usually hairless, who is a bigger gentleman. So.
Chubs are hairy though. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So a chub can be hairy or non-hairy, but they're just very large.
Yep.
Yes.
How about a panda?
A panda is
an Asian man.
An Asian bear, right?
Yes.
I thought that was kind of.
Try to figure out the politically correct term to say that now.
Yeah. How about polar?
Polar. White.
Yeah.
You're a polar bear.
I'm moving into that, right?
You're not there yet, but
you're getting there. You're getting there.
Right. So that's a polar. How about a wolf?
A wolf is kind of an older, thinner bear.
I was about to say you'd probably be more of a wolf. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
More of a wolf, a slender, attractive older male. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How about a fox?
You want to take that one?
I'll let you take that one.
Oof. Go ahead, define it, because I'm interested.
Well,
Yes,
they said that it's a young, thinner individual.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So it sort of seems like it goes wolf, fox, and a bear if you went in size.
It's like an otter.
Small-
then.
Like an
Yeah.
otter, yes.
Well, otter too, yes. That was the other one too. An otter definitely is a hairy guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thinner, hairy guy.
And then a chaser.
A chaser is a skinny guy that likes bigger guys.
It's you.
Yeah, that's
so
me.
you.
Yeah.
Dave, you. And then something that I thought was that I'm seeing more and more now, a dad bod. Is that part of the bear community? But a dad body.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's new. I've never heard that one.
I haven't heard that either.
Yeah,
I know
dad bod.
Daddy, but not a dad bod.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to find out what a dad bod is.
Yeah.
Now it seemed to me they just said it's a guy that's sort of middle aged who has a is starting to let themselves go, and so I wonder if do you have to be gay to be a bear?
No.
So bears can be straight guys too.
Bisexual, straight.
Trans.
Transgender.
Transgender,
Yep,
Are
yes.
trans men welcome in the group?
absolutely.
Yes, we have actually two.
So there's
Yeah,
so trans men are part of the brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very welcome.
Actually, I know 2 trans guys that are in the club that are very active in the club.
Yes.
So, yeah.
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 And, it's as long as you were accepting of our group, we're very accepting of anyone else. We really are. I have to say that's one thing about bears, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They're very accepting, and they just basically like to have fun.
And we'll literally give them the shirt and give you the shirt off their back.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
I have before, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was somebody at a bear event that was shivering and he refused to wear a shirt. I'm like, here, I've got a flannel, and threw it on him. I actually put the shirt on him. He was protesting the entire time, but I told him I'd get it back from him later. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting to see that there was a comment that within the bear community that there actually was that it tends to skew white male. And I wonder, do you see other, a full, mixture of people from different cultures and races? Do you see that in the club?
Yes.
Well, one of the founders is a larger black man, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought that was rather strange, but I don't know. Are there black bear clubs or Latino bear clubs?
I don't know if they just have black and Latino clubs, because bears, like I said, are so accepting that they don't really segregate
Yeah.
people out of their.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is the Northeast Ursamin, is that the only bear group that's operating in Connecticut, or are there other organizations that are meeting? And
Right now, the Northeast Ursamin are the only ones in Connecticut that are meeting.
Because Connecticut Bear has been bought up by the Ursamin.
yeah,
It's
maybe
been
you can talk
reacquisitioned.
about that, because that was a big thing. You guys sent around
Yeah.
a press release this summer about
Yeah.
that there were 2 groups and now there's just the one, right? So
It honestly, it's just easier that way, because the 2 groups, it just makes sense. The 2 groups are together. So there was a decision a while ago that we would just merge the 2 groups.
Yes.
So
Our one of
what
our
was the
ex-presidents.
distinction between the 2?
Well, one of our ex-presidents had acquired the title for the Ursamin to be able to have the contest. And there was some nice contests that went on, and then there was a few things that happened, and one of our members decided that it was probably best if we didn't have it any longer. So we decided to give the Mr. Connecticut Bear title back to the president who acquired it for us. And he took off and ran with it and did a great job, and things happened, and he asked if we could take it back.
He just couldn't do it anymore.
No, he was busy.
Well, he's also been kind of sick, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's what your title is, right, Mark?
Mr. Connecticut Bear.
Mr. Connecticut Bear for the year.
Yep.
And so maybe you could talk a little bit about that, what the competition was like, and
God.
what you've been doing during your year.
It's such a roller coaster. Well, my competition, I competed against 3 other bears. It was very close, honestly. There were certain points where I was wondering if I was even going to make it. But you have Friday night is meet and greet. Saturday morning is an interview, which is a 10-minute interview. It feels like a firing squad, again, with 5 judges. He was actually one of the judges.
I was one of the judges.
Yep, you were part of the firing squad. And
what are they asking you questions about? Social and
well, what is it to be a bear? How do you? What are you planning on doing with the title? What is your non-for-profit that you want to do? What's your favorite dessert? I think was one of them.
What would you do if
Had to
someone
be
asked
food,
you
right?
what that title meant?
Yep.
And you had to describe that.
Yep. That was interesting. Yeah. So that's the interview, and then there's a pool party later. That was just like a social gathering for everybody in the hotel, because we were in a host hotel. And then there was the contest itself, which had 3 different looks. It was barware, boxers and boots, and bearwear. And during boxers and boots, you're asked a silly and personal and deviant question. And then during the barware, or during the bearwear, the quintessential what you would wear to be a bear, you're asked to describe to the audience what you plan on doing with the title. It's your moment to say, this is what I'm going to do for the community.
what was it that you're doing with the title?
Well, I'm raising awareness for True Colors, and I'm also
The
raising
True Colors organization in Hartford.
Yep. And I'm also raising awareness for the M to M federal blood ban.
The male to male what?
Federal blood ban.
The blood ban from the FDA.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that not many people know about. So
no, they don't, and that came about. I know it very well in the 1980s, and it's really continues to be discriminatory against gay men,
which is unnecessary at this point.
Yeah.
The tests are there. It's just it's so easy to find out, if you have the virus or not.
Right.
There's no sense to not be able to take male-to-male blood anymore.
Well, those are wonderful causes. True Colors will be our next guest. We just
Beautiful.
Oh, really?
Really, they're such an incredible organization, and unprecedented in the country.
Yeah.
And it's one of the great reasons why what it means to live in Connecticut. That organization just does so many wonderful things for LGBT youth.
Absolutely.
So that's wonderful. I'm very pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
So
Mark's been absolutely fabulous, Mr. Connecticut Bear. He has accomplished so much. It's really amazing. He's done so much. Been a great guy.
Thank you.
So your title continues on until when?
Until we have the contest. We're trying to figure out a date still.
It came back to the Ursamen. The title came back to the Ursamen, and we're trying to get things together. We have got our Spooky Bear event, which is our big Halloween party in P-Town, and our annual meeting and some things before the end of the year. We don't want to try and jam it in and make it not as good as it was. We want to make a real good event, so we're going to try and shoot for the spring.
Right.
And Mark was gracious enough to hold the title and continue his great work till the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, we've come to the our point in the show that I'm going to call Truth or Bear, and it's an opportunity to go through some famous people that I think we could say are bears, and I want to get your take on it. So we have Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Definitely a younger Tom Selleck.
In that picture, he looks like an otter, doesn't he?
I would say either otter or fox. I mean, yeah.
He definitely, I think he comes up on everybody's radar screen as a bear, right?
Yes.
How about The Rock?
Not a bear to me.
No?
Not a bear.
Why do you think?
Too much
Just
muscle, too much.
To me,
He certainly seems like he has the attitude, right?
but he doesn't have the attitude of he's comfortable in his body, but I don't feel like he needs to worry about being comfortable in his body. He's got enough women to be comfortable with his body for him.
Well, men too, right? I'm sure
Right.
there's both men and women are interested. How about, we have John Goodman in Fred Flintstone,
Oh,
Definitely a
definitely a
bear.
bear.
right? He's
Yes.
definitely a bear,
Bear.
right? Yeah, I think he came up on everybody's radar screen.
I
But-
love that photo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
what
a great
about
picture.
Fred Flintstone, the cartoon? Was he a bear?
Of course.
Yes, he was definitely a daddy
Yes.
bear, right?
And Barney's a cub.
Yeah.
And Barney's a cub,
Yep.
right? Rick Moranis, I think he would also be a cub. How about Ricky Martin? He's one of our community.
Chaser.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Definitely a chaser.
Because he's
Have you
got
seen
that
his
beautiful-
husband? Yes.
What?
Have you seen his husband? Yes.
Yes, I have. They're definitely a very beautiful couple. Now here we have, this is the director of the American History Museum in New York, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And he's just somebody that he's on so many talk shows and he's talking about space and just, he's so smart and just so sweet and trying to get kids interested in science. He definitely comes up on my radar as a black bear.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now here we have one of my all-time favorite actors, Alec Baldwin. And I've been aware of him for decades. And I wonder what you think about with Alec Baldwin, as an early Alec Baldwin.
Early Alec Baldwin, I say otter.
Definitely.
And
Or
what
a
about
bear
as a
fresh out of
later?
hibernation.
Chub.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alec.
Well, he could be, I would watch him in anything.
Yeah, it's or nothing.
Now here we have Pierce Brosnan from,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
yes, Mrs.
Yes.
Doubtfire, right? Oh my God, that scene in Mrs. Doubtfire where
Yes.
he's walking around in the bathing suit. But then
Yes.
he
Rewind,
definitely has
play
gone
on.
to a dad bod in
Yes.
this as an
Yes,
older
Yes.
that's
as an
what the
older guy.
description of- yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Now this one goes back to my youth, and this was the first bear I was ever aware of, Mr. Smokey Bear, Smokey the Bear.
Gotta love Smokey the
Right,
Bear.
he's definitely a bear.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
all
he's
right.
definitely a bear.
Got all the hair, got the belly.
Oh my God! I had a Smokey the Bear, like a full-size teddy bear that I used to wrestle around with my brothers and friends down the basement.
That's fantastic.
But here we have the patron saints of the bear community. Our
Yes.
26th president,
Of
and
course.
Teddy Roosevelt, right? Who our
Yes,
teddy
Mr.
bears
Bear.
are named after, right?
Yep.
He definitely, with that big bushy mustache.
Yep, he's definitely a bear.
He's definitely a bear, I know. So there we go. Those are some of the bears that I thought were kind of fun to look at. But who do you think are would be your, if you had to say who's a popular figure who would be a bear, who do you think that might be?
For me, Kevin James.
Kevin, you took my.
I have.
Yes.
He's the first one on my list
Yes,
too.
me too.
Yeah.
Kevin James is just like,
Yeah.
wow. Yes. Kevin
Yeah,
James
definitely.
is wow.
I
Yeah.
loved him in that movie about the husbands with Adam
Yes,
Sandler.
that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
Can't remember the name of it.
I now pronounce you
Chuck and Larry.
Chuck
Yep.
and Larry.
Chuck and Larry.
Yep.
Right. Any others that you might have? I definitely have mine. Sean Connery, the original
Okay.
James Bond.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, did you ever watch Bonanza?
Hoss.
Yes.
Woof. Woof. Yes, definitely.
Yes, I know. Dan Blocker.
Dan Block.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
What a great guy. And he had just the best attitude. He was just the nicest guy.
Oh,
you
I know. I know it.
Yeah. Well, what do you see as on the future for the, in our last remaining moments, what do you see on the future for the Northeast Ursamin and for the bear community in Connecticut?
Well, for the Ursamin, we're trying to reestablish a greater membership, reach out to the community as much as possible, help out as much as possible, and gain as many members, really. How have a lot of fun. And we really can't wait to start back with the Mr. Connecticut Bear contest again. That's going to be so much fun. And
Yeah.
Mark, you're right there to help.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a great time.
And that's what I'm looking forward to, is helping the Ursa men with anything they need help with the Big Bear baskets and Naughty and Nice and the Mr. Bear contest. So, which is always a great time in Connecticut. So.
And
It
these
is.
are your regular activities that you're doing that are raising funds for people and bringing the guys together for social opportunities.
Yeah, really all of the Ursamen, any bar nights or any events that we have.
Bears Eat the World.
Yeah, Bears Eat the World. That's the only one that's not a charity event. Most everything is charity we do. It's
Really?
yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, you guys are doing some great work.
Thank
And-
you.
And you just mentioned Bears Eat the World. Thank you for all the work you've done with that.
Yeah. I'm
That's
glad.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We do a monthly dine out. It's
We pick a nationality and go to that restaurant.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, to be able to get the club together.
and you don't have to be an Ursaman to go. And if you want to come and find out what the club is about, that would be a great time for you to come.
And you have a website,
Yes, we have a website,
and you list your activities on there.
Ursaman-org.
What is the website?
Ursaman-org.
Oh, great. Okay.
That'll have all a list of our calendar and events. We're also on Facebook. You just have to ask to be liked or just ask to join, and we'll approve you.
Wonderful. Well, at that, we've come to the end of our time, but this has been wonderful. I really
really
appreciate
has.
it, guys. And so at that, we'll see you at the next Bear event.
All right.
Very enjoyable. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't forget, you are one of our members.
I know.
Yeah.